And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video, of course, we're going to be going through the headline. Rangers have posted their operating accounts and have released yet another profitable year for the second successive season, which is absolutely fantastic to see. As I said, we'll dive into that in today's video, whilst also going over a few other bits and pieces as the sort of sustainability plan has been unveiled as well. We're also going for a few other bits and pieces within the Rangers space. But let's start with obviously the main headline today, of course. Rangers did post their annual profits for this season, or for the year ending in June 30th, 2023. And as I said, for a second successive season, we have had another profitable one. With this year, we've published an operating profit of £252,000, which doesn't really sound much, but football clubs make a lot of losses. If you do see over the, if you look down in England, a lot of them are all sort of minus. Last year, of course, we made £5.9 million in terms of profit, but the overall costs of a football club, that's actually pretty good to have another profitable year. And of course, we're still at the start of this sort of path towards the sustainability model. And as I said, the plan for us as a football club going forward is to keep on recording profitable years. That is the plan for them, and as I said, we'll discuss that a bit more in detail a bit later on. But the club released an annual report accompanying the financial statement of the year ended in June 2023, and speaking in the annual report, Ibrox chairman John Bennett said the club for the second year in succession returned an operating profit. A turnover for the year to June 30th 2023 was £83.8 million, generating a profit of £252,000. While successive years of operating profitability can be seen as encouraging, especially in light of what has gone on before, there is still much work to be done. The club's vision makes be simple and clear: sustainable success. This applies on both on and off the pitch, and it must be a mantra by which we all live by as the club. Football is a business which is particularly prone to being reactive. While this may be inherent to the industry, sustainability success can only come when we are systematic in our process and in our actions. It's my firm conviction that this is a precursor to returning the club to the status of serial winners. I have talked previously of the four components of financial sustainability: season ticket sales, commercial revenue, European football, and player trading. While the first of those components will never be taken for granted, it is the fourth that requires attention. Player trading will always be an inherently volatile, yet Rangers must replace sporadic wins with systematic success. It is given that this all begins with a player recruitment. That is the area of priority for our board, and we anticipate that over the coming months we'll see a strengthening in the leadership and process of our football department, specifically with this in mind. So as I said, Rangers still going for that sustainable model, of course, and again, another profitable year. For those of you out there, as I said, £252,000 doesn't seem much in this whole big grand scheme of things when it comes to sort of football, and you know, the money that's in football. £252,000 doesn't seem a lot at all. But after you've paid everyone, you've paid for players, you've bought players in, all of those sort of operating costs, we did have a fairly decent rebuild over the summer in terms of actually spending a lot of money as well. So it just goes to show. So having another profitable year and not being in the red it shouldn't be taken for granted. And I'm certainly happy as a fan that we are in that sort of model and we are striving towards it. But as the sort of chairman did state there recently about this sort of stuff, it is important to look at the other four pillars. We are in European football pretty much year in, year out. Maybe not the Champions League as such, but you can still make a lot more money than you do in the Scottish Premiership within Europe. You've also got the season tickets. That goes without saying with such a blessed and backed football club that, you know, we don't have a problem with selling out our stadium, which other clubs may do have a problem with. And commercial sales as well. You can start to see the club bringing out loads of different ranges. I think we publish about 4 kits a season, sometimes 5 when the Legends games comes around. So from that point of view, on the commercial front, I think we're pretty much killing it. Castle, we've got a really good chunk of the sort of overall money that the club does bring in through commercial sales, so that's really good. But as John Bennett did say, our player trading model isn't the best at the moment. We had a few wins over the 2021-2022 season when we sort of see Nathan Patterson go. Then we had the big one with Calvin Bassey, but they're very far and few between. And that all begins with recruitment. In terms of assets within our team at the moment that could command some big fees. I'm probably looking at sort of Nico Raskin, Todd Cantwell, Jack Butland, those sort of players, but we don't really want to be letting them go. We do need to have a nice pathway from the sort of youth team to the first team setup, but more importantly as well, when the director of football comes in, we need someone that can kind of emulate the model of Ajax Amsterdam before that, the model of Benfica buying cheap, Brighton most recently as well. I think that's very, very important for us as a football club, finding markets and really getting the best out of players for a couple of years and then flipping them. And as I said, I think John Bennett there has basically stated that that's what he kind of wants to do with the football club going forward with regards to the sort of player trading model. Now, in other news, guys, as I stated, that's all well and good. We aren't back in action until sort of after the international break now, and Aberdeen captain Graham Shinney has expressed his confidence that the Pataudry club can bounce back from their weekend mauling by Celtic against Rangers and then go on and enjoy a successful Premiership run. Well, look, we already know what's going to be coming. Pataudry, it's going to be Rangers in town. It's going to be a different Aberdeen team to the one we've seen in Glasgow against Celtic. But as I said, he basically stated that he does expect his side to bounce back when Rangers come to town. He said, "We were not at the races at Parkhead and it wasn't unacceptable. Thursday games is no excuse. Of course, we're not going to get away from the fact we've had a really grueling schedule. We've had 5 away games in a row. There's no getting away from that, but that's not an excuse for that performance. If anything, you can maybe tire towards the end, but we look tired from the start. You can't blame that on fatigue. It's just not good enough, and overall, like the manager said, not acceptable as a team. Potentially, there is mental fatigue, but again, we ain't going to use that as an excuse. This is where we want to be in European competitions and in cup finals, fighting to go into cup finals. It's hard, but we need to deal with it. We can't use it as an excuse, but it's exactly where the club wants to be, so we need to deal with it as a team." Shinney then said, he basically went on to say that after the international break, he says he can recharge our batteries and come back and be ready to go against Rangers. Look, no surprise there with regards to Shinney. We're going to be recharged and ready to go as well, which is very, very important from our point of view. We'll be getting players back as well from sort of injuries, which is fantastic to see. And Clement, of course, importantly, is going to be able to get his implement more of his sort of thoughts and opinions over across the Rangers players over this sort of 2-week period. So we need to be ready to go because, as we said, it is their cup final every single year. It's every single time the same. They only get up for 3 to 4 games a season, and that's against Rangers. So yeah, Graham Shinney, he came out and basically said that. But yeah, let's see what happens going forward. But Rangers fans, do let me know your thoughts on the sort of news with regards to our operating profit of £252,000. And what do you think needs to be amended going forward for us as a club on the sustainability model? Do you agree with the sort of player trading? As I stated, let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all later. Take care. Peace.